What's good, DWA fam? This is Jared. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Done With Adulting Pod.
Hey y'all, and if you're new here, welcome to the family. My name is Asia.
My name is Jared, and thank you for listening to
Done with Adulting Podcast. We are really glad you're here because we're talking all things we have to do as adults that no one warned us about during the many years we were in school.
Yes, we also discuss pop culture, current events, and give our perspective on hot topic issues in our society. And even though we're best friends, we don't always agree.
Basically, we're millennials. We get it. Adulting is hard. Welcome to your safe space.
We hope you enjoy.
Alrighty, we are back. Done with Adulting Pod. Still no podcast community baby at the day of this recording.
Still no pod, baby.
However,
I don't know what's going on.
When the episode comes out, there might be a baby. There should be a baby.
Hopefully, God willing, by the time this comes out.
So you're past your due date, and now what? You guys are just sitting around waiting,
Yeah, so we went to the doctor last week knowing that the due date was coming up this Saturday. I think her appointment was Wednesday. She didn't have really much change in dilation from the previous week. So the doctor was like, well, it's still a waiting game, but let's just choose your induction date now. Because if it goes past a week, well, technically you're not supposed to go past a week past your due date because it's not really, and they want to induce you. So the baby can come a little faster. So the doctor's sitting there picking dates. She's like, oh, I'll be here on the 12th. So we're going with the 12th for an induction date. But unfortunately, if it does, if the process doesn't speed itself up and say she gets induced on the 12th and she goes into labor for however many hours, there's a chance that we could have a Friday the 13th baby. So
that's not a thing. I feel like Friday the 13th is fake. It was a thing when we were kids, but to people,
you heard that a lot. That? No, but I mean, every time there's a Friday the 13th, everybody's like, "Oh, it's Friday the 13th."
I know, it's stupid. Nothing ever happens.
I know that's very true. So,
imagine it's a possibility. You waited a couple extra days, and she was born on your wedding anniversary.
Yeah, that'll be too long because our due date's the 7th and our anniversary is the 16th. But I mean, hey, who knows?
Either way,
I'm not opposed to August 11th because my birthday is June 11th. So I wouldn't be opposed to August 11th.
That's what you voted on the poll today.
Yeah. I mean, she wants an even number.
Wait, I've been texting you. Did I not text you every day last week with the eyes emoji? What's going on? Because I know when something pops off, you're gonna be too in the moment. I'm not gonna know until the baby's here, which is fine. That is my rightful place. However.
Yeah, there's way too many people calling me, text me already. Any update? Any news? Are you in labor? Baby here yet? I'm no, still pregnant. Still very pregnant.
If she was here, you would tell us. I understand that, but sometimes I just feel like I'm going to catch you right in the moment where you're we're about to leave for the hospital right now, and then I'll know a little bit something before everyone else, and that's why I feel the need to text every day.
Yeah. But then I'm thinking, so once things actually start getting, I guess, in motion, I still think it will be a while before she'll pop out. So if I text you, maybe when we're on the way to the hospital, you'll be sitting there for hours on end just waiting for an update.
Or maybe not. Maybe not. What if it happens quickly?
True. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that now that we're past the due date, it's a quick labor. It's just in and out, just boom, boom.
I cannot believe I'm just I'm waiting for the picture. That's all. You have not been texting that much because I assume you're preparing for the child, but I just pray that the next text I get from you is just a picture.
Just a picture of a new human.
Oh my God. With the name. I want the full name, the weight, the length, the time. So I can look up her birth chart immediately.
It's funny because I've had other friends who recently just had a baby within the past week or two, and like the way guys do things, it's hilarious because they just send a picture and it's like, oh, she's
Nothing
here.
else.
Like I don't even know the name. I don't know the weight. I don't know anything. And I'll be like, that's probably something I'll do. I'll just send a picture, be like, oh, here you go.
Yes,
She's
that is
here.
something you would do.
Because like,
1000%.
do y'all actually care about the size and the weight and the time? And
I do. Well, if you tell me the time, I can look up her birth chart, which
oh,
means
geez,
to me.
we're doing that already.
Well, we know she's a Leo, which is fantastic to begin with. Because she's really gonna give you a run for your money.
Probably.
But with the time, I can look up the birth chart. With the weight and stuff, I just like to see like, because I feel like the weight and the length is like, if Emily like hopefully does her birth plan and doesn't have to have a C-section or anything like that, you'd be like, dang, she pushed out an 8-pound baby versus like a
True.
6-pound baby.
Yeah. And as we're going past the date, she's like, oh no, that means the baby's going to be even bigger.
Yeah,
and she's like, oh, I got to prepare for this.
And then at some point, like my mom couldn't have vaginal birth with my brother because he was too big. They were like, you don't want to do this.
Yeah. And seeing him now, that makes sense.
He was 9 pounds, 13 ounces as a baby.
Jesus.
Imagine pushing a 9-pound baby out of you.
I can't imagine pushing a 2-pound baby out of me. So, hey, blessings to all the women out there who do it and who are going to do it, because y'all are superheroes in my book.
Facts. So anyways, we will patiently await baby Lady Gaines. Hopefully by this time next week, you'll be here.
Yeah, by the time this drops, hopefully she's here.
Giving Jared a run for his money from day one.
Oh, geez. I'm like, but else? I mean, in this moment right now, I'm just like, we just got to enjoy it because this is like the last time we'll be, quiet. No, I mean, a little bit more sleep than what will happen in the future. So,
oh my God, that's great.
But how was your little vacation? You guys were out in what, Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah, it was not a little vacation by any means, but it was lit.
I look lit.
Did not relax. Like normally when I go to Martha's Vineyard, it's like 90% relaxation. I read, I work on my businesses. None of that happened. I was literally drinking from
you're partying.
The moment I woke up until the moment I went to sleep. No sleep, literally.
Sounds lit.
It was insane, but it was obviously a good time, like not complaining at all. We had a freaking blast. I got COVID tested today just to be safe. I am COVID free because I was not really wearing a mask indoors like I probably should have been.
y'all are in clubs, bars, really restaurants.
And you know what? It's so hilarious because I think I made my COVID appointment drunk. Like one night I got back to the house and I was on my phone and I don't remember.
You were like, I was tripping. You were like, I'm tripping probably. Let me book this appointment now.
And I woke up the next morning to the email from CVS like, thank you for booking your COVID test. And I was like, wow, I really was shook in the middle. But I went and got it today and it was negative. So shouts out to CVS Pharmacy. And yeah, it's cool. I need like a vacation for my vacation though. It wasn't the type of vacation where
that's always refreshed. The case. Yeah. No, that's always the case.
Refreshed. I feel more tired than when I left.
What club were y'all in for hubby's birthday?
Oh,
it seemed like y'all were there every single night, but that joint looked lit.
It was 2 different ones. The first night out for my cousin's birthday, we were at a different bar, and that was on a Saturday. And like more people come to the Vineyard on the weekends. Like we were there for the whole week, but a lot of people come for like 1 night or 2 nights or whatever. So Saturday was like wild. I've actually been to that bar 1,000 times and never seen it that many people that I saw last Saturday. And then the bar for Terrence's birthday was like a smaller like dive bar kind of. But it was lit because like the DJ, it couldn't have been I don't think he was picking the songs. I think it was a playlist because they had the music videos up and he was playing like all old school, like hip hop jams. And he was like this, like fucking Eminem, but lesser version looking ass dude. And I was like, ain't no way he is picking these songs himself with this perfectly transitioned in these videos. Like, there's just no way. Like, to be honest, I don't really know what he was doing behind that computer because he was doing all this stuff. And me and my cousins were like, there's just no way. So we were in that bar and this one crazy white girl, she was like, oh my gosh.
She was wilding out there.
So the DJ played that Dua Lipa song, Levitating.
That's with Dua Lipa. I don't know, but I don't know
You
the
know that
song.
song,
But
the one with the baby in it, when it's like, "You want me, I want you, baby."
oh yeah,
Okay,
every
so
single Dua Lipa song is hard. So
the baby is in that song as a feature. So he played it, and the music video came up. Mind you, this bar is like known for being like ally to the gay community. Like there's a ginormous rainbow flag outside the bar. It's basically, when if you saw it from the outside you think it was a gay bar, and you go inside and it's not. It's all types of people, but there were gay people in there obviously. And he played this song and everybody started booing. The whole place started booing. And because also this man is on the projector, like
oh
singing
yeah,
on the music video. So everyone starts booing, and me and my cousins are cracking up laughing because we're like, wow, these people are really booing in the club. Like, cancel culture has really
yeah. That's a,
exceeded my expectation. And the girl, like, and we were we go into somewhere, as you know, like my cousins are, my brother and all my cousins are over, everyone's over 6'3" or 6'4". So we take up a lot of space. Like we're very
your
out in the
presence. Your
open,
presence is known.
and we're black. So yes. And so everyone started booing, and it was the people behind us who were booing. They were like, this is a stereotype, but to me, some of them looked gay, which is terrible to say, but they just did. So I just assumed they were, and they were the ones booing, and that confirmed for me. I'm like, oh yeah, they either are like whatever. So, but this white girl who was friends with the DJ, I guess, she thought that we were the ones booing, which is just hilarious because we don't really care. And she like comes up to us and she's trying to like poke her chest out, and she's like, hey, she's like, she thought we were booing the DJ, which nobody even cared about that guy.
Yeah,
She's like, hey, that's my friend you're talking about. That's my friend you're talking about. Like, chill,
I would have been
chill,
like, "Who?
chill.
The baby?"
I literally looked at her and I was like, we don't care. What are you talking about? Like, we're not even talking about this DJ. And she was like, yeah, whatever. I heard you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, is this girl serious right now? Like, is she for real? Like, think of classic short hair, bright blonde, platinum hair.
A Karen.
Yeah. What did I say on Twitter? That's like the younger version of Karen's, Kelsey's or whatever.
Oh yeah, Kelsey. She was a Kelsey.
Yeah.
I was about to say a Susan or a Susie. I don't know where that came from.
I feel like Kelsey is I never met a black person named Kelsey in my life. Have you?
Uh, I don't think so, actually.
There you go. So, anyways, it was a good time. We were drunk the whole time. Terrence turned 30, so that was good. And yeah.
Yeah, that joint looked fun. Martha's
So
Vineyard has a lot of black people there, though, right?
yes, that's like the other cool thing about it. It's like not just black people, it's like high net worth black people. So you feel like somebody, like you're not
Yeah.
around like poor black people. It's like rich.
You're not around. You're not around the.
Up.
You're not around the ratchets.
Oh, we went to a comedy show. Which did you ever watch Mr. Cooper, Hanging with Mr. Cooper? The show. It was like a sitcom.
I don't think so.
It was on, I think it was on ABC. But anyways, the guy, Mr. Cooper, the main guy, he was the headliner of the comedy show. It was
Oh yeah.
hilarious.
Actually, I did see this.
Hilarious.
Mark
Yo,
Curry.
yeah, he was the headliner. He was so fucking funny, Jared. And it's so hilarious because it was the Martha's Vineyard comedy show, which is known to always have like black comedians. So the whole audience is black, except for like my uncle's wife, who's white. Like literally, I think she was the only white person in there. And so all of his jokes were like for black people. Like he was talking about his childhood and like black mothers. When I tell you we were on the fucking floor, Jared, like, oh, it was just so hilarious. And it was just one of those moments where it was just like, I love black people. Like we are so funny. And then like the DJ would play songs in between the sets and everyone would be standing up, like singing and dancing and doing the songs. It was just like so awesome.
It looked amazing out there. I've never been to Martha's Vineyard, but
you have to come. You were supposed to come this year before the baby.
Yeah. Every time every time you bring it up, it's like it sounds better and better. And I think what Obama was there this weekend, wasn't he?
Was having a party.
Yeah.
Yo, Brian. I need to fucking call Brian because I'm so annoyed with him. I got back on Saturday and he calls me and I missed the call because I was sleeping. And he goes, he leaves me a voicemail. He goes, hey, not sure if you're still in the Vineyard, but I got 2 extra tickets to Obama's birthday party if you want.
Huh?
I'm like, I woke up to the voicemail. I'm like, is he fucking with me or is he serious? So I text him. I'm like, I don't know if you're fucking with me or not, but I just got back today. Like, what is going on? And he never responded, which means he was definitely fucking with me.
I was about to say, how does that man have access to a
But then
ticket to an
again,
Obama spot?
I thought about it because I was like, I mean, the
He
man is
knows
well
people.
connected.
Yeah, he knows people. So who knows?
If he's like, Brian, if you're listening to this, call me because I need answers.
That's hilarious. He never responded to you.
Yes, I was like, I need to call this man. But yeah, it was good. I still have a voice, so that's good. I came back from Vegas without a voice, so
Yeah. Well, Vegas and Martha's Vineyard, those are two different spots. So
two totally
two different experiences. So yeah.
Wild.
Glad you still have your voice and no COVID.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of COVID,
Yeah.
COVID's going crazy.
COVID is going crazy. Do you think we're gonna be back on lockdown?
Yeah, we're back. We're back inside. Masks are coming back out. All because
Are
I don't
we
even know
officially
why.
back inside though, or
We're going to be back inside.
like you mean our governor is gonna put us back inside?
Uh,
Or Biden?
yeah, I think Biden should. I mean, they said what Florida is like. They said if Florida was another country, we should think about banning the people from there coming to the states.
Florida.
That's how bad
always
Florida is
been
right now.
Fucking insane though.
And Texas is right behind it. I think even Louisiana is up there. It's like it's all the people, all the spots down south. They're going crazy right now. I mean, even the numbers are going up, but it's not as bad as down south.
But it's mostly unvaccinated people. I mean, I know vaccinated people can spread it, but the people that are still dying are
Oh yeah,
unvaccinated.
and I mean the hospitalizations are going up, but yeah, those are mainly unvaccinated folks. But and then they have these new variants. They're saying that even these new variants.
Yeah, what's the Delta? There's the Delta. There's the Delta Plus. There's the
Lambda. They said the Lambda. They said the vaccine doesn't work against the Lambda, so they about to just keep.
Oh my gosh!
They're about to keep shooting us up with all these vaccines and all this whatever. Trying to.
So the other thing is like all these places are requiring vaccinations to do things, which is exactly what we would say would happen, and people are understandably pissed. Like I think that everybody should get the vaccine. I just want to start there. But I also think like people shouldn't feel forced to by saying like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. But I get it. I mean, I get what they're doing and it's supposed to, coerce people into getting the vaccine. But I do have concern about like
the mandating it.
The leverage of the power.
I mean, if you don't want it, stay home. I mean, New York did it, but they said you can't eat indoors. Okay, so you could eat outdoors. You still can get takeout. You still can get delivery. I mean, it's not getting that too drastic right now. It's not like you can't come to school if you don't have it, I don't think. Or I know some companies are talking about mandating it, but
yeah, companies. But can they fire you or you just have to work from home forever? Like what if your job functions?
Yeah, it depends on the job. Yeah, the job and the job function. Because like if you're in a warehouse, I mean, you can't work from home, you know what I mean? If you're a blue collar type worker, then you got to be out and about.
See, that to me is forcing.
Yeah, but I just like for the people who are unvaccinated, I just don't understand. Like, if you don't want to get the vaccination, that's cool, but I mean, wear your mask. Why not wear the mask? Like, you can't be against everything.
Yeah,
you can't be against the vaccine, against wearing a mask, against social distancing, against washing your hands, against taking these like safety protocols, and then be up in arms.
They don't want to be told what to do. That's all.
Well, they need to grow up.
I agree.
And they speak. They're just hypocrites to me. But let's not even get down that rabbit hole. That's a whole nother topic.
Well, damn. I think by winter we'll be back for sure if we don't get a hold on it. But to be honest with you, I don't really give a fuck because I saved so much money in quarantine, and I spent
not going out.
I spent so much money this little 7 months we've been out of quarantine or however long. I'm like,
yeah, I saw a lot of people saying they spent a lot of money in July. I don't know what it was about July, but
cut me off. Like,
yeah. But wear your mask, wash your hands. You know the deal.
We haven't talked about the Olympics yet.
They're basically over now, aren't they? I don't know what event. I don't know what I'm about to say. I don't know what events are still left.
No, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I just was not into the Olympics this year. I don't know if I ever really actually am, but this year specifically with no fans and COVID going on, it's like, I don't know. I wasn't really that into it. I haven't even seen. I didn't watch any of the track races, any of the sprint, any of the relays, which is like usually what people watch because those are like the best events. But I didn't watch any of it really.
Oh, it was so hard to watch because
Yeah, it's
of the
like 4 o'clock in
time
the
difference.
morning. Yeah,
Yeah. And then it's like, what channel is it on? And then all that other stuff. But, I feel like the major things everybody was talking about obviously was Simone Biles,
yeah.
which I don't get why people just can't leave her alone. But
So at first, I didn't understand what exactly was going on. I heard that she just didn't want to, I guess, perform, or she didn't want to. She showed up and she didn't want to participate, and I thought that was kind of weird. But then after looking into it and reading into it and actually getting the information, it made sense to me.
yeah, and there's something that I saw too, because so many people were coming for her on Twitter. Like, I actually was a little surprised.
Why, men or women or?
Just like, yeah, ignorant ass people, like specifically white men who, whatever. But like, somebody made a good point. I think it was either on Instagram or Twitter. I don't know. I get most of my news from social media, but somebody was saying, like, in gymnastics, if mentally you're not there, it's not like other sports like football or basketball where you have
You
your
can power
teammates.
through it. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're mentally not there, you could die. Like you could literally die.
Yeah. So after reading into it, it's something called the twisties.
Yeah.
And I was like, I never heard that before. I didn't know what it was, but after reading into it, it made sense to me and why you wouldn't want to,
Flip
I guess,
around.
participate if you're actually experiencing this because you just lose focus while you're midair and you can land just awkwardly and just tear your whole body
Die.
up.
You could
Yeah.
die.
You could fall on your neck, break your neck, fall on your ankle the wrong way. It's something that's very, very. I mean, it happens a lot with divers and gymnasts. But that was something that obviously we didn't know about because we're not gymnasts or divers.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, this is actually a good question. I want to ask this on the Instagram too, but if you could do any Olympic sport, like not you just wake up tomorrow with a random ability that is Olympic caliber, any sport, anyone, what would it be?
Well, boxing is in the Olympics, so I'm either going boxing or
I knew you
basketball.
were gonna say that, but pick something non-conventional.
uh, Either 100-meter dash or maybe even water polo. I was watching that. That don't look kind of
Water
lit.
polo it looks so hard. Every event
It does. It
hard,
does.
but
I
that
mean,
shit
you have to
looks
be in
fun.
water playing basically handball. Like that's tough.
That's
What?
tiring.
Of course. What about you?
I don't know. I think I would also do something in the water, but I would do like diving or something. Only because I could never actually do that. Like I would be way too scared to jump off a diving board that high. So
Yeah,
I woke
that
up
scares me.
tomorrow.
Just the thought of diving. I'm like, ugh.
But if I woke up tomorrow with no fear and all the ability, like I would do it.
I always think about them being so close to the diving board and just like, what if
Yeah,
they hit their head? Oh my god.
or what if they hit the water the wrong way? Because they say when you're jumping from that height into water,
Yeah.
it's basically like landing on. If you land wrong, you're landing on like concrete.
Concrete. Yeah, I've heard that before, but ugh.
I
There's.
know.
It's funny though because there's so many other sports within the Olympics that I have no idea about. Actually, table tennis will be fire.
Table tennis would be fire. Wait, another follow-up question. What do you think is the most white privileged sport in the Olympics?
Um, Again, I don't know every single one in the Olympics, but I would say maybe fencing.
Yes, I was gonna say
Yeah.
fencing. Fencing or anything with horses.
Is equestrian in the
Yeah,
Olympics? I
it
didn't know
is.
that.
But they also have this steeple thing, when the horses are like trotting around. But anything with horses because it's so expensive. And fencing is so expensive too. But those are my top two most white privileged sports like that you probably will never see a black person doing.
Yeah, fencing. Yeah, I'm not doing fencing. I mean, the idea of it's cool, but it's like, yeah, I'll pass on that.
It's weird. It's like I don't get the rules. Table tennis would be lit though. So
Yo,
I
just seeing
guess
how they hit like those, seeing how they play table tennis like that,
serious.
it's absolutely wild.
Very serious. And then there was another fact that I saw that said 60% of the medals we won were women.
Oh, that's dope.
Like, thank you, United States. You need us.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, volleyball's up there. Beach
Okay,
volleyball,
so
indoor volleyball.
here's another I don't know why I'm giving you Olympic trivia today, that this was not the plan, but this is what it's turned into. But there were 1 2 3 4 5 6, there were 8 countries who only took home 1 medal, and it was a bronze medal. If you had to guess one of them, what would you guess?
Sport or country?
Country.
I don't have to know.
1 medal.
Mexico?
No, but that was actually close. They only took home 4.
uh,
The one at the bottom of the list is Syria. Syria, Moldova, Kuwait, Grenada, Ghana.
what about Bulgaria?
Botswana.
Who?
Botswana.
Does it tell you what sport?
Yeah. So wait, which one? Botswana?
Yeah, any of them.
Okay, Botswana was the 4x4.
Oh wow.
No. They just competed in that. They didn't win it. We won it. They won the. Wow, I don't even know.
I do feel like the events that we usually dominate, we definitely lacked this year. Like all the track. Even basketball. I know the men won the gold, but I mean, I think they lost 2 games this year.
Yeah, they were bugging in the beginning. I was like, are they really not going to win this?
Exactly. I'm like, come on. This is kind of embarrassing.
So embarrassing, but it's also like, out of all the countries, okay. Also, how do you feel about Russian Olympic Committee? Did you hear about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Russia was banned from the Olympics, because who fucking knows? Russia shit.
They do something against acts against humanity or something like.
No. It stems from the doping scandal in 2015. So they were like banned from the Olympics, but Russian athletes were competing under the team Russian Olympic Committee. So it wasn't the Russian flag. It was like a white flag with the Olympic rings with like some fire coming off. And I remember seeing it and being like, what the fuck is that? And
So they just made it up.
It's a Russian Olympic Committee. Russian athletes will be competing under this flag because they aren't allowed to compete like for their country. So
they just made it up.
They made it up, but some people are like, oh, so as a result, they aren't competing under the flag. They will not play the Russian national anthem during the Olympics, like if they win or whatever.
Yeah.
However, they wear uniforms that incorporate the colors of the countries.
I mean, it sounds like the country or Putin, he did something wrong. So they were trying to punish the country, but they didn't want to punish the athletes. I kind of could respect that.
I kind of get respected too, because like if Trump had done some stupid shit to get us banned from the Olympics, exactly. I would still want our athletes to be able to play.
Yeah. And but I mean, some athletes only get it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity for them. It's every 4 years. And that's a small window. So I kind of respect it. Still a little strange, but it is what it is. A little
strange, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm just biased because I'm like, oh, it's just Russia or something. But anyways, so that was another thing that I noticed. Allison Felix, most decorated track and field woman in history of the Olympics. So shout out to
she's a beast.
She's a beast. There were just so many good.
Oh yeah, because she won bronze, right? But with that bronze, gave her the most medals.
10. Yeah, she has 10 medals now. Same with Simone. She won a bronze, but that bronze put her as the most decorated gymnast.
And I think I saw people saying that she won the bronze on an event that she really doesn't even
the balance beam.
Yeah, she doesn't really participate in that much. So after going through
she had the twisties the day before, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the twisties. So going through her experience and then just hopping on to that beam and winning bronze. I mean, that's still a big feat.
Do you feel like so like what reminded me of the Simone thing and like the mental health or whatever? So what she was going through obviously was like like you said, very like happens to a lot of athletes in diving and gymnastics and stuff like that. But the gist of it is like mentally she wasn't there, and just everybody's reaction to that, and even like just us being former collegiate athletes, like I feel like mental health in general now is talked about more and more, like it's still stigma, but in the athletic like realm becoming more accepted. Like coaches can't just be like suck it up anymore, or else somebody's gonna report them and they'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
But like when I was talking about this with another former athlete that was like when we were in school, like mental health was not something that we talked about ever. And if anybody was ever like, yeah, I'm not gonna play because like my mind just isn't in it, like what, like that would just never, it just wouldn't have happened. I'm glad that Simone was able to do that and like stand on her own and advocate for herself. But I can also understand like the pressure of like just being an athlete and like knowing that that's your best skill and like you need to do this no matter what else is going on.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I was kind of against it at first until I read into it more and then realized that it was an actual thing.
So what
Because I'm
made you
like,
feel against it?
because I don't think you can just show up the day of an event and say, "Oh no, I'm not feeling it. I'm good. Sorry," and then just leave it on your teammates to pick up what you're leaving behind. Imagine somebody. Imagine you're in a NE10 championship game against Bentley, and ML just the day of the game goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't feel like playing. Good luck." You're not gonna feel a certain type of way.
I mean, it would depend on the situation. As a reminder.
Well, okay, so yeah, so say if she lost somebody, something like that, I could understand that. Um, say if she went through a traumatic experience. Again, this is from us looking from the outside. We didn't have all the information with her. We just heard this, and then everybody reacted to it. But if that's like LeBron, that whole reaction is acting total. I mean, that whole reaction is going to be totally different.
For sure, but it's like at the end of the day, her point is correct in the sense of like when her sport is over, like she's still a person. And people forget that. Like people really look at athletes just like fucking television entertainment. Like
Yeah, kind of like superheroes a little bit. They just think that they're supposed to just live their life and it's just supposed to be 100% on sports. But no, like these people are regular humans. They go through regular things just like everybody else. Like they have to go into this sport or the day of a game and completely turn their mind off and just focus on one thing when you as a regular human can't even do that for 10, 15 minutes. But you expect them to do this at a high extreme level. It's hypocrisy. I mean, it's hypocritical, but I mean, it is what it is. That's society.
Yeah, because everybody ragging on her could never do what she does.
Yeah, even at her worst, even at her worst, I can't even do a cartwheel. Like, why? There's people who can't even get out of bed, who can't even like walk up the steps without losing breath, who are sitting there talking bad about her. But I mean, that's what we do.
I'd like to see you try to do a cartwheel.
It'll be very tight looking and stiff, and it won't look good.
I will say though, I think like the men's gymnasts, I didn't watch any of their stuff, but that shit that they do with the rings when they have
yeah.
That seems impossible to me. Like,
so actually, your cousin, isn't she like a famous cheerleader or gymnast?
She was a collegiate cheerleader, and then she was trying out for the national team cheerleading team.
I would be interested to see like her thoughts on what
the twisties.
Yeah, the twisties, and just her thoughts on that whole situation in general.
That's a good point. Yeah, she actually tore her Achilles in her tryouts for the national team. I know. So like that's the type of shit that makes you be like, okay, like if Simone had just gone and did what she did, like
you don't know what could happen. I mean, I see
her neck.
Yeah, I see both sides. I understand both arguments, but I mean, it's her decision at the end of the day. If she doesn't want to do it, then she doesn't need to do it.
Do you feel like people like Do you feel like in the US we're less like, you know how you're like, I barely watched any of it, like, do you feel like we're less invested in it because we know we're gonna like win stuff, whereas like other countries who took home one medal, you know, they might have like two athletes in the whole games, like, you know, that whole country was like, I was watching a thread on Twitter of people, you know, watching their people like
Oh yeah, and they probably
athletes
had like a
win
whole restaurant or stadium like filled watching them.
stadiums.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like we take it for granted, just like we take everything for granted in the US because
Oh
we
yeah.
have so many like resources and like athletes and like so many different athletes in different games. So we're like, yeah, we'll just watch what we want to watch or whatever. And it's supposed to be like the whole point of the Olympics is supposed to be like national unity, you know, like
Yeah.
and
No,
we
I
don't even
think.
care anymore. We're just like, oh, we didn't watch.
Yeah. No, I think. I mean, I think that's very true, and I think we already go in there knowing exactly like what we're going to do. So if a team underperforms, that's when you actually start seeing more news about it. Or even if somebody who I guess you weren't expecting to do so well, they come out and end up killing it, then you hear like more news about it. But for all the regulars like volleyball and some of those other sports, it's like, people really don't care. Like we
Yeah.
know, like obviously when the men's basketball team started losing, that's when started hearing all the uproar. When the track team was doing terribly, because we usually are top two, us and Jamaica. But now you have
Jamaica
like,
swept it.
now you have Italy. I think we lost to
I
Italy.
know. Wow, that was insane that Italy won the I think it was
Yeah.
the 4x1. But when I saw that that Jamaica women's track and field had won
Oh, they swept it. Yeah.
for the 100, I was like, good for you, Jamaica, and fuck the Olympics for not letting Sha'Carri run because she would have
She
been
would
so good.
no, she wouldn't have. She would have got swept too. That's the thing
You
that people don't
think?
understand. Jamaica's nuts.
I know
So
they're nuts,
everybody,
but were their
air
well, I don't even know what their times were. Like, was Sha'Carri's trial time in the
no,
ball?
so everybody was hyped for Shikari, and like, yes, she'll do well, but they knew once she went up against Jamaicans, she wasn't placing top three. Maybe in the
That's what I
future.
wanted to see.
Maybe in the future. I mean, it would have been a great story to see her actually run, but
It would just been a good
um,
race, yeah, to see.
I don't think she would have left there with a medal because they're on a different type of level. But speaking of that, I mean, hopefully in the next one she's able to be there. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Did you actually notice that they kept calling this 2020 instead of 2021
Yeah,
because it was
they
supposed to
have
happen last year?
yeah. I think they did that on purpose. Good. And you know what's so crazy is like normally I feel like there's so much time before the next Olympics, but literally the winter ones are next year.
Yeah,
And then right after that, they'll be back to summer in Paris. Like, well, I felt like when I was younger, it'd be like forever in between the Olympics. And
it
now
did. It
with
felt like forever. Yeah,
yeah, now with the COVID year, and then
we might have
like,
another COVID year, so
yeah,
it's
I'm
gonna be
just
here
like,
before we know it.
okay, so Winter Olympics are next year? Like, actually, where are those? I'm about to look it up right now.
Oh, you said Paris or you said winter?
Yes, summer 2024 is Paris. Winter Olympics begin on Friday, February 40th in 2022, and
February
they will
40th.
be, sorry, 4th.
I was
I
like,
was,
oh,
it ends on Sunday the 20th, that's why. But they're going to be in Beijing, another Asian Olympics.
oh wow.
No. So we'll see. I really don't watch the winter games as much as I even watch summer because I cannot
Uh,
do any of those sports.
I do not watch the winter. I don't do skiing, snowboarding, whatever they be doing. I don't be doing that. So
Dead.
yeah, that's
Um, well, I don't know. I think there's like a really strong chance this is the last time I'll talk to you before fatherhood.
I mean, hopefully, like we're hoping the water breaks tonight. I don't know. It was funny though because yesterday was Sunday, and then we're just sitting on the couch, and we're just like, I really don't want to go to work because she was planning obviously on having her paternity or her
Maternity.
yeah, I'm talking about paternity. Her maternity started already, and she's like, wow, now I have to go actually back to work. So she's been on
Mm,
calls today and things like that. So that was kind of funny. Like
Hey,
save us from another day of work, Lady Gaines.
yeah. So, Lady Gaines, are you I forget what you said about the new job. Like, do you get six? Like, how much time do you get?
I'm gonna get 7 weeks. So, but I'm taking them after she takes hers, so we can try to extend it as long as possible. So I won't start mine until like November or December. But I'm gonna take a week off once she's actually born, get acclimated.
Get acclimated to your
Yeah,
new life.
yeah, new life to my new life and a new life. So
This
we'll
is
see how this goes.
I cannot wait for her to get here. All right. Well, we won't hold you since who knows, water could be breaking in this moment. No. What if actually Emily's water was breaking, but you didn't want to interrupt the podcast?
He wouldn't do that. It was funny because when you just got interviewed, so we're gonna actually release I think 2 episodes that we did with this lady named Brenna. But I started the pod with her like, oh, my wife could give birth at any second, so if I have to run out, I apologize.
No, literally. But just for the listeners' interest, while Jared is on his little 1 week, 2 week acclimation period
Hiatus.
hiatus, we will still be we're going to do some re-releases of interviews that we've been on, but I am lining up some one-on-one interviews, so we'll also still be bringing you fresh content. And then, drum roll, we'll just be waiting for the text from Jared and Emily to say they're ready to record their birth story.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be coming soon.
That'll be the
hopefully.
first time they'll hear from you probably from now.
Yeah. So hopefully.
So say goodbye to the people. Any last words?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not that too chaotic, but yeah, hopefully it's just a nice smooth ride. But y'all will hear about it soon enough.
Everybody send Jared your love and prayers.
Yes, well wishes for sure.
Well wishes. He's gonna need them. He is.
Any tips too? Any parents out there?
He's just a short few days away from parenthood forever. So
Zam
is right. Okay. Well, go check on Emily. We will miss you while you were gone. The fam I'm sending the love on behalf of the fam.
It's growing. The DWA fam, the DWA community is growing.
It's growing. And let us know. Like, I feel like whenever you guys do like your social media announcement, I'm sure it'll be weeks after she's arrived, because who wants their fresh baby on their Instagrams? But I feel like the first photo should be on the podcast.
We'll figure it out.
He's like, yeah, no. But maybe on stories.
We'll figure it out.
Exclusive Lady Games visual.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be coming over in person shortly after.
Exciting time soon come.
Godparent role.
Exciting time soon come.
All right, y'all. I will be talking to you. Jared will not be for a few weeks, but we will be back in your ears like normal with a new member of the family very soon.
We appreciate it.
All right. Good luck. Good luck.